I think a lot of people in the world, when they pursue certain relationships or they pursue certain friendships, they're not driven by love and connection. Rather, they're driven by a loss of connection and a lack of people in their lives. So let me land, right? What am I even trying to say? Now, what I'm trying to say is most of us are not driven by a genuine connection, a genuine want or need for love. We're driven by the fear of, what if these people don't want to hang out with me? What if this person doesn't like me? And what that does is we try to act like who we are not. We try taking advice online on how to maintain friendships, how to get friendships, and how to be with certain people, but we don't realize that our core belief is that we're driven by a fear of not losing the person rather than actually loving the person. And there's a difference between that, because when you genuinely love a person, that forms like a connection between you and them, like a genuine one. That's a damn spider, bro. There, I don't even know where it went. Whereas if you're driven by the fear of losing that person, that connection is driven by a sense of attachment. And with that attachment comes that you would do anything in order to salvage that friendship or salvage that relationship. This can go in ways where you're not acting as who you are. You try swaying away from who you actually are, who you truly are, and you pretend to be someone else. You pretend to be someone else in order to still be with that person, in order to still talk to that person. But what you're not realizing, and what a lot of people, including me, don't realize in that situation, is that when you constantly act up, pretend to be someone else when you're not that person, it can actually feel like you're putting in this shift of being an actor. So you're going into like a studio and you're acting the whole time. Then you come home and you take your persona off, and you're like, oh, I can chill, I can be myself, I can eat this type of food, I can be this type of person, I can watch this type of videos, I can listen to this type of music and stuff like that. So instead of being that way, one thing which I realized that really helped me is genuinely be myself. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you are yourself, when you like the things that you like, when you watch the things that you like, when you act the way that you like, when you play the sports that you like, when you play the instruments that you like, when you are genuinely who you are at your core, even your behaviors, even the little things that you do, and if you sacrifice all of that for someone else and you try changing up parts of it, or even your whole personality, you try creating this fake image, not for yourself. You've tried creating this fake image not only for them but for yourself. That other person doesn't really know who you truly are. They just see what you're portraying, and maybe they like that, and that is why you're portraying that. But you need to realize that when you keep portraying that they're not really attracted to you. They're not really attracted to who you are. They're attracted to what persona you set off. They're attracted to, what, that energy is not the same. And some people can actually inherently feel it through they can see that you're faking it. And when you're faking it, you're not really living with the person that you're meant to be. You're not really befriending the person that you were meant to befriend. And the reason is because you're not being authentic. If you were authentic, right? Let me get to your fear. Let me get to our fear as a whole. When we act authentic, we think this person will see this part of me and then will proceed to leave me. And I struggle with that fear as well, where if I act in a certain way and this person doesn't like that joke or that doesn't like the same type of music, they may, pull away from me. And my brain craves this sort of them being closer to me, whether that be a friend or someone else. I need that sort of, I'll be on the same page type shit. So when that's not the case, what happens is I try to pretend to be liking this. I pretend to like this in order to have the other person close to me. But the thing is, the more you pretend, the more fake you are. So the more authentic you are, what will happen in that scenario? The worst case scenario in that situation when you are genuinely yourself is that person leaves you. That person doesn't want to be with you. But you need to realize, even in that situation, that person maybe wasn't even meant to be with you. But you need to change your mind about this. When that person doesn't want to be with you or decides to leave you, they weren't right for you. And you're actually doing yourself a favor by being authentic. When you are genuinely yourself, when you display your authentic self to the world, the way you talk, the way you smile, like literally anything, you're the authentic you. When you try to be that, and people just don't like you, that should be a good sign instead of a bad one, because you're actually filtering out the people that should be for you and that shouldn't be for you. So instead of looking at it in the way of, oh, this person doesn't want to be with me anymore, what's wrong with me, try seeing that as a blessing and a sign from God that you weren't even meant to be close with this person in the first place. And I know it's difficult to see that, and it's difficult to be like, oh yeah, this person is bad for me. It's not like that. It's not like you're thinking that one day and, oh yeah, everything's fine. Sometimes you actually crush and crumble, because different people are like, other people are wired differently. Some people, if they lose like a friend or if they lose like a relationship, they're like, oh yeah, that's calm, man, I can get another friend, I can get another relationship. But some people are so wired to fixate on one thing, and if they lose something, they feel like a part of them is being lost. And you know what, I can relate to that. I can relate to the part where when you lose like a friendship or relationship, a part of you seems to be lost. But you need to see that that was a learning curve for you. That was a learning curve, and you need to look at ways in which it is serving you right now. So with that being said, I hope this video helped you, and thank you for watching. I'll see you with the next one.